Hey guys, welcome to this vlog for the day before 4th of July, 2022. It's July 3rd. It is indeed early. It's 5:08 in the morning. I just woke up a little while ago after resting for a while. Let's just say when you only sleep for several hours before work and you kind of fill yourself up on vitamins and coffee and all that and cereal and such, that it gets you going throughout the day and your energy picks up as well as depletes. But in the end it's worth it, because then when you come home, the only thing you think about doing is getting in your comfortable clothes, as well as getting something to eat for dinner, and then potentially resting. And that's basically what I did in numbers, because I got home yesterday and I had the place to myself for a while. Had the place to myself for a bit, for at least I would say on average. Let me see if I can check the time frame. But I'd say on average for a good again, I'm trying to check here. I'd say on average for almost a good 2 hours, almost. Not really entirely sure. I can just adjust this here. But yeah, I had the house to myself for at least almost a good 2 hours. Again, that's what I'm trying to check here. So I'm trying to check, let's see. Yeah, for almost a good 2 hours and such, because, let's see. Yeah, I came back around like 8 o'clock, just a little before 8, and then my mom came back about an hour and a half later, so yeah, I had the house to myself for a good almost hour and 90 minutes, if you will, and, well, not 2 hours, but 90 minutes. It felt like it was 2 hours, I'll put it that way, but it was 90 minutes, and basically, after that, I just rested, went to bed, finally fell asleep, was tired, like I said. And, during that time, though, I was able to, like I said, get myself comfortable, get something to eat, and then rest. So, yeah, that was about it. That's all I pretty much did. The reason I had the house to myself for, at least that amount of time was due to the fact that my great nephew was celebrating his 13th birthday, but I couldn't go because, of course, I was working, which, I have no problem doing. And yeah, yesterday at work it was busy. It picked up. It's Saturday. It's going to pick up on occasions, and it did. There were times where it felt like it was slow, but it was actually picking up at times. But there was enough of us there throughout the day to where they did call, but they rarely had to call for help from the floor, which is the key word. If you're a customer at Target primarily, and you always hear guests first, that's basically the code of, hey, we need anybody that has that's been a cashier that's now on the floor. We need you up front real quickly to help out. And that's mainly the code that the front end managers, the store manager puts out when basically it's been, it's becoming, I should say, very busy. And I do apologize if I'm slurring the words a little bit. Like I said, I just woke up a little while ago and it is early, so there's that. But like I said, it's one of those situations. It's one of those kind of situations. So, like I said, if you're a customer at Target and you hear that basically means, hey, they need help in the front. Like I said in another video too, they're currently like 75% almost complete with the remodeling. One of the primary things that they've worked on was the registers. They put, like I described before, they put in some new ones, and not everybody is used to them. One guy that I work with that's been there longer than I have said that now it feels like he's starting all over again, learning or relearning, the layout for the registers and everything, and where everything goes. So, yeah, not everybody's a fan of it, but over time, they've pretty much all agreed that they're going to probably get used to it in the coming months and all that. And it does kind of work out, like I mentioned before, because now you have like this little like platform, in front of you, like where the computer is right here. That's kind of like where the register was, the cash register anyway was before. But now, instead, you have this platform lower to where you just put the bags down and everything. Then on the side, you have not one, not two, but four selections of bags. So they're trying to make it a lot easier, not just for the customers, but for the employees as well when it comes to checking out those customers up front. Anyway, yeah. Like I said, it was kind of busy, but at times felt like it wasn't because, and they really had to call guests first to help out with the checking out customers because, like I said, there was enough of us. There was enough of us there. So yeah, it was a busy day, but not too much. The reason, of course, is it's 4th of July weekend. People were buying some last minute 4th of July stuff. They were celebrating birthdays and showers and all that to coincide with 4th of July weekend. They had a parade, some kind of festival parade going on in town, up on West Main Street or around that area. So that kind of, added to the busyness of our store. And yeah, that's really about all I could say on that front. Of course, as you probably noticed, one of the things I did, not before but after work, is I went to Great Clips. I actually scheduled it online. I was actually able to get in there as soon as I walked in. They sent me a text saying, hey, you can walk right in now, and it's going to be about 13 minutes. And excuse me there. And they took me immediately. The lady that checked me in said, hey, I can take you right now, and she did. I think her name was Aubrey. And she gave me a 1. She asked me what we were going to do today, and I said, just give me a 1 all the way around. And it took her a second. She's like, oh, so you want the whole thing, because she thought, oh, he means 1 like on the side and then like leave this. And I said, no, just 1 all the way around because it's the summer, and I know my hair. I know that my hair is going to grow back in at a rapid pace. So yeah, I said, just give me a 1 all the way around, trim the eyebrows, take off the sides, and that's what she did. The reason I asked her to take the sides off this time is because when I grow my beard, sometimes it goes right about here, and when I try to shave, I accidentally get the sides. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue now going forward. But yeah, she did a great job, and the total was $20, so I tipped her $5 as well. So it's not too bad. That's the convenience about the jobs I've had so far at Walmart, and then over here, they're right next door to some barber shops and everything, beauty salons, whatever you want to call them, to where you can get your hair cut and taken care of. But yeah, I got that done, and then I went back into the store, and I'll put it this way: I kind of cut it close, but not really. But what I did afterwards, I went to the store, kind of showed off I had a new do, if you will, and I shopped a little bit. And what I shopped for was, of course, some cereal, family-sized box of Apple Jacks, and if you know what I mean. And I'm sure a lot of people do. If you're an MLP fan, yes, I did get Apple Jacks, and honestly, to be truthful with you, I think Kellogg's and Hasbro missed out on a tremendous marketing opportunity with that by not putting Applejack, the character from Generation 4, Friendship is Magic, on the cover temporarily as a promotional deal. They missed out on that. But thankfully, people at Teesprings and not Teesprings, but TeePublic and all of them have made up for it. But yeah, what I also did, though, like I said, is I got cereal. I got myself a little Arizona mango mucho tea, which is good. Those teas are really good. That, the watermelon, the fruit punch are really good. But I also bought some movies. And I finally cracked down, and even though it was a little bit more than Jungle Cruise, I decided to get this one. This is Raya and the Last Dragon. So I got Raya, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, I could have got the Blu-ray Collector's Edition with the art book, but I decided, you know what, I got 4K, I'm just going to get the 4K, and that's what I did. I got The Bad Guys. That's right, I got DreamWorks' The Bad Guys, which is kind of weird because now, all of a sudden, they're printing out an advertisement that Bad Guys is on Peacock, which I knew was heading towards, because it's a Universal DreamWorks film. You know, I see that, and honestly, I see that advertisement, I'm like, gee, what timing, But yeah, I ended up finally getting the 4K, and gonna enjoy watching that when I can. Besides that, like I said, after work, after I did that, I should say, got on the bus, rode back to Patterson, waited for about an hour because the schedule is kind of weird. If you look at it this way, it's kind of weird. In its own way, because on Saturdays it's not unlike the weekdays, it's not every 100 minutes, if you will, every 95 to 100 minutes. It's basically every 3 hours. Every 3 hours the route continues, and basically what that means for me here is if I take the 628 bus on Saturday to go to Turlock, to go to work or maybe go see a movie, early, I have to be up by at least, I have to be up, well, I'll put it this way, the positive is I don't have to be up, as early like on the weekdays, but I still have to be up early to catch the bus, and that's what I had to do, well, not yesterday, but that's kind of what I've had to do in the past. Yesterday, I got up just like I did on the weekdays, give myself time, do some videos, pick up my room a little bit, make my bed, and then after that, I got on the bus, rode to Patterson, and then boarded the other bus, because that's what I do when I'm in Patterson now. I have to transfer buses over to the one to Turlock, and went to Turlock. Now again, the interesting scenario about this is, like I said, the schedule's a little bit different. So when we go to Patterson from Newman on the Saturdays, we have to wait about 20 minutes at most before we can board again, or before the bus leaves, because when the bus here drops us off over there, the Turlock driver, or the guy that's doing the Turlock route for that moment, the guy or the gal I should say, is on lunch. So they're on lunch at that time, so we have to wait a little bit, and it does give us plenty of time if we feel like it to go across the street to the quick serve gas station, maybe get some coffee, maybe get something to snack on to keep us going, stuff like that. And the same could be said when we get dropped off over at the park coming from Turlock to Patterson, because I looked at the time on the transit app, and I still had plenty of time. I had like 53 something minutes before the next bus arrived. So I just walked around, biding my time. I did some audio videos, the audio for the videos, I should say. And then got back on the bus, and then, like I said, came home. Now, what was interesting is when I was on the bus coming from Turlock to Patterson, obviously they had to take different routes and everything, or different, points of the established routes they're on. But, like I said, they had to go in different areas, because as I mentioned, they had a parade and a festival going on throughout the day, so they had to work a way around that. And all I did was this. I took my hat, because where I sit, the sun sometimes comes in. What I did is I took my hat, lowered it down on my eyes, and just went right to sleep. I just, nodded off for a bit, and and kind of, rested up my body till we got to Newman. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And like I said, I got home, and as I mentioned earlier, I got myself in my comfortable clothes, got something to eat, relaxed, and that was about it. The reason, like I said, like I mentioned earlier too, the reason I had the place to myself for at least an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half, was because my mom was, like I said, with my older sister, celebrating my great nephew's 13th birthday. And what's interesting about that is, we all know that kids, when they up to a certain age, have certain themes for their birthdays, right? So we can assume that for my great nephew, he's 13. My third oldest nephew is going to be 14 next year, or not next year, but next month. My nephew, my third oldest nephew, my oldest nephew's brother, my third oldest nephew is going to be, like I say, he's going to be 14 next month. So his cousin, basically, my great nephew, is 13 now. He just celebrated that, and mainly. Mainly, like I said, we all know that kids up to a certain age have themes for their birthdays. And yesterday, and they've known about this for about a month or so, my great nephew had a horror theme for his birthday. Yeah. And instead of celebrating at least part of his birthday with our family, he wanted it all at his house, because obviously this might be like the last major one he does, because he's getting older. So he wanted it all at his house, and where he lives most of the time, with his dad and his stepmom, because he goes to school in that area and all that. So be that as may, everybody went there except for me, because I had to work, and my second older sister's husband, because he has it, if you know what I mean. He has the virus, but not too bad. But he has to be a little bit isolated for not as long as before, but just for a brief period until he gets over it. Anyway, I know I'm saying anyway a lot. I do apologize. But anyway, basically, like I said, my nephew had a horror theme. And if you want to know what I mean by horror theme, these are some of the cookies that he had made, I guess. Or they had specifically made for it. A Jason cookie and a Freddy cookie. Freddy Cougar. And of course he had a gift bag and everything he gave to everybody to take home, even his his grandma, my older sister, and his great grandma, my mom, of course. And it was a gift bag with Freddy Cougar on it. And as soon as I saw my mom bring that in, and put it on the table, my first instinct was, that's not staying in the house. And it didn't, because I looked at her, and she pointed it out, because she didn't even have to say anything the first time I saw it. But when she did tell me, oh, look what his gift bag was, and and everything, I was like, and it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be out of this house, right? And she's like, yep. So what she did is she took the bag, dumped the contents out, the candy and all that out, and then just would put it in the trash. Had me, she put it in the trash can under the sink, and even though the can wasn't full, even though the trash bag, in the trash can wasn't full, she just she did this to the bag, had me put it under the sink, had me put it in the trash under the sink, and then even though it wasn't full, she had me tie it up and take it outside. Yeah, that's how she feels about these kind of things. That even if it's just a bag, and she's gonna put it in the trash, obviously, and the trash isn't full. She's that kind of person to where even if the trash don't full or not full, take it, put it outside, and that's basically what I did. Because she doesn't want it. She gave me these, of course, like I said, because of who's on them. She kept one that said "Happy 13th Birthday." So. Yeah, you kind of see where I'm coming from with that. If you know, when it comes to how people feel about certain things, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But besides that, she also called me up, said that they had bought some fireworks, or at least she helped, basically helped out in her own way, getting fireworks, and that they still wanted to get some more. So I'm gonna go later on, my brother-in-law, to get some more in Modesto, or at least the Modesto area if they're still there. So I'm gonna go with him and do that, unless they come with us. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, overall, it's been an interesting start to the 4th of July weekend. As far as work goes for me, and I've mentioned this before, I think, I don't work until Friday. I mean, here's the thing, our front end manager, she was offering hours. The only problem is I've seen after I kind of got a better idea, I kind of went back and talked to her about it, and she kind of re-showed me the hours she was offering. That's when she was the one that mentioned, yeah, the hours wouldn't work for you though, because I have to take the bus, and the bus don't run at certain times. And I told her, yeah, if the only and I kind of agreed with that, and I was like, yeah, if the bus would just run a little longer, it wouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Maybe that might be fixed in the future, because there's a lot of people that take the bus, a lot, instead of doing Lyft and Uber to get around, especially at night. Anyway, though, yeah, she was offering hours, and unfortunately I couldn't take them because they wouldn't work with those. They wouldn't work with me, transportation-wise, I should say. But yeah, the one thing I say about this job is they're very understanding. Thank the Lord for that. They're very understanding. They offer, but then they say, "Oh, wait a minute, that's not going to work." And again, thank the Lord, they're very understanding. But yeah, besides that and everything, it's been an interesting start to the weekend. And like I said, the next time I work will be Friday, and then of course I work 3 days next week. Not in a row, but at least 2 more additional days than this week, which is something. I look at the fact that I count last week and this week, and I'm like, okay, 4 days, it's better than nothing. What can you say? And then, of course, the benefit I see after this upcoming payday next week is that the following Monday I get paid by YouTube. But yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands, and again, as I've mentioned, it's that time of year to where hours are going to be in flux until later on. But like I said, it's been an interesting start, and really, that's all I can say on it. That's all I can really say. But I just wanted to come on here early and give you a little bit of a vlog of what's been going on over the past week, what's been happening and stuff. And yeah, that's just about it. So let me know what your thoughts are, guys. How do you feel about some of the things I've said here in the vlog and all that? And yeah, have you got family that's kind of like the way I described my mom? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Live chat during the premiere. Super thanks will be opened, or super thanks will be enabled, I should say, after the premiere, and super chats and super stickers will be opened during the live stream, during the live chat of the premiere. So you guys, if you want to donate there, it'd be greatly appreciated. But also, you can donate to me directly right away at Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 and at Cash App 98 if you want to. Oh, Cash App at BW Roses 98, I should say, if you want to do that as well. But yeah, just wanted to, like I said, just come on here, give you a bit of a vlog on this 4th of July weekend, on the eve of 4th of July. And till next time, guys, I'll talk to y'all later.